Yeah, hello. Welcome to your update on the NASDAQ NDX cash index. Just want to give you an update because the market has again pushed to a new high. We have not yet seen enough confirmation really to say that this next pullback is underway. Really impressive rally from the April low. We are still sort of in a broader range highlighted here in blue in which such a C wave rally to the upside could complete. The rally from the April low is currently seen as a three-wave move to the upside. I see two. I mean, there are a couple of potentials actually that we can talk about. Now, the first one is once this rally is over, and I see it as in the last stages. To be fair, it has really started to slow down from the 20th of May onwards. The price pulled back and then kind of slowly moved up higher, made a new high, yeah, but it slowed down compared to what we saw from the 21st of May low to the 20, well, for 4 weeks basically after the 21st of, from the 21st of April low all the way up here to the 20th of May high. This was the aggressive part, and now it's getting quite messy. And I would not get too involved in the micro structure here on this chart because there is a lot of overlap there. So it's best to understand we are in a three-wave rally. It could complete at any point, and we are likely in a C wave. And the context tells us this is likely a three-wave move. Well, I don't need the context for that. We see it. It's an ABC structure. That, however, allows for a lot of different interpretations. And the most aggressively bullish one is that this move up is a wave 1 or an A wave, which would be followed by a corrective pullback that could be a B wave or a wave 2. I mean, that's my preference, that the next pullback is corrective. But I mean, again, it will depend on the structure, and we will likely be able to identify that structure once that pullback actually starts. But for now, it's a little bit too early to say whether it will be a corrective pullback or not. That's my assumption based on what I see in the market. But okay, if it's a corrective pullback, it could be another setup higher for a third wave, which would be really attractive, or a C wave. Whether it's a 5-wave move that's unfolding here, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a diagonal, or whether it's just an ABC before we form a major top, where this is part of a larger diagonal, it really depends on the context. And there are simply different interpretations. But that doesn't matter so much because it will be this support area that we will have to pay close attention to between 17,638 and 19,872. This is the standard support area I would pay close attention to for a next pullback, maybe a B wave or a wave 2, as I said. But we don't even have a top in place, so I will adjust this support area as we go higher. And please note that it's also possible that a substantial top formed or is forming, but with a, I've marked that only with a question mark. Like major top already in, then the move down was an A wave. We're now in a B wave, but with it pushing again to new highs, it doesn't really look like a bear market has started. That's also not the preferred interpretation. I think we are close to a bull market top, but I don't see anything in the market right now that would confirm this to me, that we have actually topped, because this move down into the April lows was only a 3-wave move down. Now that keeps the door open for higher prices overall. Yeah. Had the move down been 5 waves, the situation would be much, much clearer. Yeah? But it's a 3-wave move down. It's not a 5-wave move down, so it technically leaves the door open for higher prices. So also, even if it's a 3-wave move down, a B wave can overshoot. But then it would not really make sense to assume a bear market has started with an overshooting B wave. So again, I think we're in the late stages of that rally. It's important to understand what is the next resistance level. So first of all, we can identify that in this move to the upside, which we are counting as a C wave, we're likely in the late stages. We have already 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're now in the 5th wave up. Next resistance is at $22,520. So that's the next resistance level, and that would be potentially wave 5 of C of 1, or of wave A. But there is absolutely no evidence we've topped. So first indication that we have topped would be a break below that last swing low, which formed here on the 23rd of June. Against that level, the focus could be on higher prices. We're simply printing higher highs and higher lows. So whether if you're still long, for example, that might be a stop, potentially. And yeah, we'll see if the market reacts to that next swing high. I mean, we're now just now approaching swing highs from February, and it's already broken above the December swing high, but the February high here is exactly where we are now, but no reaction yet. So we might still push a little higher. And the 161.8 extension is actually quite an important one. So let's see if we can actually see a reaction there. And then the focus needs to be on the last swing low. And when we start the pullback, this is the support area to watch. Again, please note, and I've been asked by some of you to talk about that. Please note that if we start the correction, it could be really a major top here, and we could start a bear market. But that is not the preference, and I cannot confirm that until we break below this support area, 17,638 and 19,872. So this is basically like the pivot between a bear market and a still bullish market. So yeah, that is how I see at the moment the NDX chart, the NASDAQ chart. Hope you liked the update. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.